Minasan, konnichiwa, Zamurai Engineer desu. So in this video, let us discuss one of the main topics of this course, and part 5, that is about structural design of highways and railroad. In this particular topic, I have chosen bridge engineering because highways, bridge is a major important part of a highway, and also at the same time an important part of a railroad system. So if the railroad should pass in a portion or in there is no land mass connection, so a bridge must be made in order for the railroad to be put over the bridge. So either way, we will be informed. We will know about the structural design, which is very much related in our other courses. So about bridge engineering. So let's take a look. So bridge engineering, we have the following outline. I will use the presentation as suggested and made by the American Institute of Steel Construction and National Steel Bridge Alliance. So this is a free presentation by their organization, and I would like to use this because this is conforming to the code itself. So let's use this. So I would like to express my thanks and courtesy to these two organizations. Outline, introduction to bridge engineering. Let us start with the bridge nomenclature in this video. Next video will tackle types of bridges, and next girder bridge superstructure, then the substructure, then plan, set, organization, and content, girder bridge framing plans, analysis methods, and codes. So analysis and design at the end. Okay, so let's start with this video. We will discuss about the nomenclature. Let's familiarize ourselves. Please listen because this is important throughout the whole subject of bridge engineering. So this is a major topic. So part 5 of this course. Bridge nomenclature. So we have the following. So main elements of a bridge. So we have, if we have the road components, which is not at the same level. So this is the same level. So we have the road component, road elements. So soil, the earth, the soil is like this. So the soil is like this. Anyway, we can create a road that would go downhill, and we cannot do it under the body of water like this, and then go uphill. But since we still have a body of water here, so we cannot do without either doing a bridge or a the highway system, the rail system that is underneath the ground. Okay, so those are the two solutions. So this solution is bridge. Okay, so what we call superstructure is the part of the bridge, okay, above this black portion. Take note of this black portion, this black portion, this one, black portion. So above this black portion, okay, so we have the superstructure. So take note of the black portion. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 black portion. So above those, that is our superstructure of the bridge. So all of the elements below that black portion, that is the substructure. So above that, superstructure. Below that, substructure. So it's very easy to memorize, to familiarize. Super, above. Sub, below. So we are talking about structure. Superstructure, substructure. And below the ground, that is our foundation. Okay? So below the ground. So let's continue. Superstructure. So these are the portion of the bridge which are above those black portion there. Okay? So everything above the superstructure is the above the substructure is the superstructure. Okay? So we have this, for example, one portion of that bridge, exactly one portion. So what are the elements? So this is cross-section. This is cross-sectional drawing. So this is the edge of the bridge. This is the other edge of the bridge. Okay? So what is the motion? What is the movement of cars? For example, cars is going there. So you are looking as if you are one of the driver of the car. So you are looking at this bridge as if you are inside the car. So you are looking directly at the cross section of the bridge. Okay. So this yellow portion, this portion, purple portion, this orange, and another purple, and another yellow portion. This is the surface of the bridge, okay, wherein the cars would travel. Okay, this is a portion of the bridge. The end or the edge of the bridge, these are what we call. This is a simple structure that would give what warning, that would still prevent immediate falling off of the cars from the bridge. Okay, so avoidance of immediate falling off. So the cars may still fall off or by moving over that portion, but it substantially slows down because of that. Okay, so this is what we call this yellow portion is what we call what? Deflector parapet. So parapet, deflector, parapet. So this one. So from this portion up to the top, that is all parapet. Is parapet. Okay. And this is what? Actually equal to parapet, but this is not called parapet. This is called portable concrete barrier. Okay, just like in our what? EDSA, we have portable concrete barrier. These are made of concrete. So there are two types of barrier. There are plastic barriers and there are concrete barrier. This is concrete. Okay, so this is barrier, concrete barrier, portable concrete barrier. This one. Okay, so the function is almost similar to parapet, but the parapet is for the edge of the bridge. Okay, so another portable concrete there. Okay, so what do we mean by this purple section? This purple section, this purple section. This is what we call closure pore. Closure pore. Okay, and then the yellow is what we call the surface. Okay, the road surface or the pavement. Okay, the pavement wherein the cars would travel over it. Okay, so that is the profile grade. Profile grade meaning the shape and size, the characteristic of this pavement, that is profile. Okay, So profile grade, this is the profile grade. Okay, the yellow part. Okay. So what about this orange portion? These are also pavement, but for temporary. So temp lane. Okay. So usually you can see at any highway, superhighways, okay, expressway, we have temporary lanes at the shoulder. That is what we call shoulder. Okay, the shoulder roads are what we call temporary lanes. That is not for use of the flowing traffic, but that is for emergency purpose. Okay, that is for emergency purpose. For example, changing of flat tires. Okay, temporary resting of driver. Okay, so the driver is having for example, heart attack, temporary resting place. Okay, so that is not temporary resting for what? For your convenience. That is not for convenience, for emergency. Resting for emergency, for example, having a heart attack is not a convenience, no? That is not a convenience. That is an emergency use. Okay, so that is for that purpose. So instead of on the side of the bridge, that is at the what? The middle part of the bridge. Okay, so this is southbound lanes. This is northbound lanes. So in our country, this is supposed to be what? As you can see, you are looking directly at the screen, going inside the screen. So this one is going outside of the screen. So going outside of the screen. So southbound is going outside of the screen. So this is northbound going inside of the screen. So take note of the names. Closure pour, portable concrete barrier, parapet, deflector parapet, okay, temp planes, okay, and girders. So these are the technical terms here. So where are the girders? So these are the girders. Plate girders is here. No? So this girder is made up of steel elements. So 8 steel, A588. So we already know what do we mean by A588. That is the name of the steel product. Okay? Okay? So we will use what? A36, A572, okay? A514. But although we will not choose A588, we are familiar now that A588 is the type of steel. Okay. So this is now the what girder, no? This from this point, all of this underneath the pavement, this is the supporting girder. Okay. So we have what? 84 inches web depth. 84 inches. Okay. So that is what? 84 inches. Imagine that. My height is only 5 feet is equal to 72. 72 inches is 5 feet. So 5'7" is 72 plus 7. 79. I am only 79 inches. So this is 84 inches. This is the height, meaning from this point up to that point. That is what? 84 inches. Okay? Imagine the girder, no? Okay, so that is the web girder. Okay? Web girder, we already know what do we mean by web. Okay, flange and web. Okay, we are now familiar with these words. Web, flange, okay, A588, Okay, so there are 8 of them. Okay, so if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are only 7. So meaning it is included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Meaning we include the end elements. Okay, so there are 8 of them. Plate girders, web, depth of 84 inches. Okay? That's what we mean by that. Okay? So we have template here, but I can see another template here. No? Template. Okay? So we have template. So meaning 1, 2, and 3, 4. So there are 4. Okay. So also template here. So we will confirm later. Okay. So the important terminologies, nomenclature, superstructure, substructure, plate girders. So these are the plate girders. Plate girders with web. This is the web. Web, meaning the vertical portion, that is the web. Okay. So these are all girder beam, but in the form of trusses. Okay. Truss beam. Okay. So these are the elements. What do you mean by parapet? Okay. Deflector parapet, portable concrete. Okay. Let's go to the next. Everything above substructure is what we call superstructure. Barriers, medians. So medians are those island. Okay. In our country, we call it island. In their country, they call it median. Okay. Barriers, we call it also barriers. So please take note of that. Sidewalks, we call it sidewalk. Wearing surfaces. Wearing surfaces is the uppermost part of the pavement. So the topmost part of the pavement. So the pavement, actually, there are several layers, 4 to 5 layers in the upper pavement. So the topmost is what we call wearing surfaces. Okay. Okay. So where the wheels in the tires of the cars will be in direct contact. That is the part of the pavement that is in direct contact with the wheels of the cars, of the vehicles. So that is what we call wearing surfaces. Deck and deck forms, they are at the lowest layer of the pavement, okay, of the bridge, okay, because common highway, common roads do not have deck. Only the bridge have deck and deck forms. So the meaning deck forms, meaning in our local language, our local dialect, decking at saka forma ng decking. So deck and deck forms, decking and forma ng decking. Forma, so temporary structure. Okay? Forma, so deck and deck forms. And we have what? Next, girders. I already shown you. So girders are the next supporting element below, just below the pavement of the bridge. Okay. Cross frames, diaphragms, lateral bracing. So we can see the cross frames like this, no? The trusses members. So they are called cross frames. So they are looking like this, no? They are cross frames. Okay. Diaphragms, meaning they are one unit. Diaphragm. Okay. So lateral bracing. So meaning support on the lateral load. Okay. Bearings. Bearings is the black portion that I told you a while ago. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Those black portion, that is what we call bearing. Okay. that is not bearing in the sense of mechanical engineers. In mechanical engineers, the bearing is circular part of the wheel. Okay? So it will rotate. In civil engineering, the bearing is a plate of any type of material, acceptable material, wherein the superstructure is put above it. That is the bearing. Okay? That is not rotating. Just like in the wheel bearing. The bearing of the wheel is rotating. That is different type of bearing. That is mechanical bearing. Okay? For mechanical engineers. We are civil engineers. We have different bearing. Okay? Superstructure. This is pictorial view of that diagram. Okay? So we have what? Median. So what do you mean by median? That is the island in our country. We call it island. That is the median. So this is the median. Okay. So where is the wearing surface? This is the wearing surface. Okay. Wearing surface. Wearing surface for cars. This is wearing surface for what? For pedestrian. So this type of picture, we have a bridge with pedestrian here. Oh. Okay? With pedestrian bridge. All in one. Vehicular bridge and pedestrian bridge all in one. Okay? So we have sidewalk or pedestrian. Okay? That is also sidewalk. Okay? So if we say pedestrian bridge, that is to cross a street. That is a bridge for people to cross a street. That's why it's called pedestrian bridge. But if we say sidewalk, meaning below this bridge, there is no road. So if there is a road below it, we can call it as pedestrian. But if there is no road below it, we call it sidewalk. Okay? Okay? That's the difference. Okay? If we are crossing a road, that is pedestrian crossing. If we are crossing a road using a bridge, that is pedestrian bridge. Okay? That is the difference between sidewalk and pedestrian. What about barrier? So barrier is this edge. Okay? This is the barrier. Okay? So, where is the parapet? This is the parapet. This is the parapet. Okay? So, parapet is also a barrier. So, edge barrier. But parapet is barrier for cars. This barrier is for people. Okay? This is the type of barrier for people. Okay? Oh, look at this. This is barrier for car. Okay? This is concrete barrier. This concrete barrier with what? Protruding steel parts. This is purely steel barrier. Okay? Okay? So, if you are looking up from underneath the bridge, okay? So, we are seeing the superstructure. So, girder. So, this is the girder. This is the deck forms. Okay? Deck forms, meaning this is just a temporary structure, deck forms. So we can take it off. But usually this temporary deck forms can be taken off after 1 or 2 months. But they are not really taken off. They will become permanent actually. Okay? Most of the time, unless somebody really wants to use this for constructing another bridge. Okay? So, at this time, they will take this off. Okay? So, cross frames. These are the cross frames. Look at this one, cross frames. Diagonal. There are diagonal. That is what we mean by cross frame. There are diagonal elements. Okay. So What else? So girders. So bearing. So bearing. Where are the bearings? Those are the bearings. Those are the bearings. The black portion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 7. So those black portion are bearing. And also this one. This is color blue. That is also bearing. The bearing. Meaning the bearing is in between the column and the superstructure. Okay? That is the bearing. So actually, this is the column, between the column and the superstructure. But here, this is what? Pile cap. Okay? So, or pier cap. This is what we call pier cap. This one. This is not a column. This is pier cap or pier beam. Okay? So, pier cap or pier beam. So you have to put what? The bearing. So those are the bearing. So that black portion. So these are the girder. Girder. Hey, this one. These are the girder made up of cross frames. Okay. We also have a cross frame in this girder. Okay. Those are the. So how many girders on the plan? 8. So 1, 2. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So more than. So this is not the actual picture of that diagram. Okay? Okay, so next. Superstructures, substructure, and foundation. Let's go to the substructure. So everything below the superstructure, that is substructure. But above the ground. Below superstructure and above the ground. Because if below the ground, that is our foundation and footings. Okay. So what are those? Abutments or end bends, piers or bends, and bend caps or pier caps. Okay. Please turn off your audio. So pier caps or what? Just like what I've said, pier caps. That is already a substructure. So because you have to put what? The bearing on the pier caps, above the pier caps. Or if there is no pier cap, you have to put the bearing on top of the column before you put the superstructure. Okay. So these are the elements of substructure. Okay. So you can compare that to the elements of what? The superstructure. Superstructure. These are the elements of superstructure. Wearing surface, girder. So girder is included in the superstructure. Barriers, medians, sidewalks, cross frames, bearings. So bearing is actually included in superstructure. Okay. Okay, so in pictorial view, we have what? Abutment and end bend. Which are those? This portion, this is the abutment. So this portion from that to this point to that point, that is abutment. So this is also an abutment from another end. This is also an abutment. Okay? That is what we call abutment. Okay? Or end bend. Pier. Where are the piers? These are the piers. Okay? Piers. Okay? These are the piers. 1, 2. There are 2 piers. Okay? Okay? So this is different when we are talking of port. When we are talking of port, the pier is similar in usage. In our local dialect, pier, when we say pier, that is similar in definition with the what? Port, seaport. Okay? But in civil engineering, the pier is this one. Okay? A major column. Major set of column. There. Okay? That is the pier. Pier cap. Oh, this is the pier cap. Just like what I've said. there is the bearing, the black portion there, that is the bearing. You have to put the bearing there. So this is the column. Okay, so this is not the column. Do not fall to the arrow. I will tell you where it is. This arrow is wrong. This is the column, not this one. I will tell you where it is. Do not follow the arrow because arrow may be wrong. Okay. So this is pier cap. Okay. Main elements of the bridge. That's all about. And lastly, we have what? Foundation, that is below the ground. Footings. Okay, so footings is a part of foundation. So not only the footings, but also drilled shaft or piles. Piles, footings, drilled shaft, those are what we call foundation. So footings must like pile caps, spread footings. So those are the type of footings. Okay, there are 5 types of footing. So in bridge, we only use pile cap, spread footings for bridges. Oh, these are what we call spread footing. This is the column, and the spread footing. So do not look at the arrow. This is a wrong arrow. This must be located here. This must be pointed here. This is the footing, spread footing. Drilled shaft. Okay. Do not follow this. Oh, this drilled shaft. This one. This is the drilled shaft. Drilled shaft. This is the drilled shaft. Drilled shaft. This is wrong. Column. This is correct. Column. Pile cap. Correct. Piles or other type of deep foundation. This is piles. This is what we call piles. Okay? So that is the difference of piles with the pile cap and the column. Okay? And drill shaft. Okay? So these are the type of foundation for bridge. Other bridge nomenclature. Other important terminologies you need to know. Joints. Approach slab. Approach slab. The entry point going into the bridge. That is the entry point. Approach slab. Slope protection. Wing walls. Okay, wing walls connected to abutments to protect the soil from erosion. Okay, wing walls. And that's all for this video. Again, this is Dr. EYPEI, Preaching Engineering for Nation Building.